What's going on, guys? I just moved, so I've set up a brand new desk. So today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my brand new video editing workstation. So knowing that I'm going to be spending hours and hours in this exact position editing videos, my main goal was to set up a really comfortable, really welcoming space that I could really just wire in and get as much done as possible. I'm gonna be linking all the products in my setup in the description below, so if you guys are interested in any of the products that I use, you can go and check those links out. So the first thing you'll notice is this is actually a docked MacBook Pro setup, and I'll get into why I prefer this kind of setup in a minute. Essentially, this space is just really clean, really simple, just free from distractions, exactly what I like, because I like to go in here and just get heaps done. Everything that I need is at an arm's distance, and I even put an extra rug underneath my chair just so that I'm that much more comfortable, you know, like my feet have something to rest on and I can really just settle in here and be comfortable for a couple of hours. So the reason that I prefer having like a docked MacBook setup over a tower or a desktop is simply just because I'm working on the go a lot. It's pretty common that I'm going to be editing from like a coffee shop or when I travel interstate on an airplane, but I actually have a second office where I meet my clients. And I want to be able to just take the MacBook from this setup, transplant it into my other office and just keep on working on the same project. So this makes that transition really easy. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but essentially that's just an LED strip stuck to the back side of the table which reflects off the wall. And that's all controlled by this remote which is attached to the wall over by the door. Right beside the main table I have a table for shooting B-roll, and then underneath that is my charging station for all my Canon and Sony batteries. Jumping into the first piece of gear that I have on my desk, and that is the Samsung T3 Ssd Drive. This one is a 500GB and it is USB-C. However, I'm still on the old school 2015 MacBook Pro, so I'm using a USB-C to USB-A cable. And just look at the size of this thing. That's compared to my iPhone 7 Plus. It's absolutely tiny. It's so great to travel around with, super portable, especially when I'm, editing on the go, whether it be on the plane or even at a coffee shop. And when I'm doing that, I keep the SSD in this mini case from Case Logic. So it enables me just to keep the SSD inside the soft pouch, and that way I can keep it safe while I'm editing. No one likes losing files from broken hard drives. And when I'm done, I just fold the cable inside the pouch and I'm good to go. So while we're on the topic of editing on the go, I quickly wanted to show you guys something that I picked up from Amazon a couple of weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure this is called the Steckler X stand, and this thing's really, really cool. I was actually really surprised when I got this in the box from Amazon. I wasn't expecting much, but essentially what this thing does is it'll fold out and sit on the table, and it'll raise your MacBook off the surface. And this does one of two things. It just puts it in a really ergonomic position. I find typing when the keyboard's raised like this so much easier, and it also just keeps the MacBook off the table to kind of dissipate some of the heat. If you're a MacBook user, you know all too well these things can get pretty hot, especially when you're editing on a 4K timeline or just video editing in general. So when you're done, you just fold this thing up, super compact, throw it in your bag, and pretty much good to go. It's awesome. So moving back to the desk now, this is the Raine Design M Tower. This is the main docking station on my desk, and I absolutely love the way this thing is designed. The first thing you'll notice is that it's exactly the same color and texture as the case on my MacBook Pro. The M Tower has a hole cut out in the bottom, which is really cool. That basically just lets airflow come from the MacBook out of the bottom when you're working in clamshell mode. So you have no worries of the MacBook overheating. I've owned this one for almost 3 months now and haven't had my MacBook overheat once, even through the Australian summer, which is actually pretty impressive. The M Tower will work with any MacBook. It just comes with some little rubber stoppers. You insert the ones for your MacBook model. It's really easy, simple to set up. Because you can never have enough ports, I went ahead and attached this powered USB hub from Belkin to the bottom of the M tower just with some double-sided tape. Working on the MacBook Trackpad versus working with this Logitech MX Master is just crazy how much difference it makes. This thing has a bunch of customizable buttons, it's really responsive, it's Bluetooth, it connects straight away as soon as I sit down. It has an internal battery which is actually surprisingly good. I mean, it lasts for at least 3 or 4 days, and when it does run out, you just plug it in and it'll charge overnight. I love the scroll wheel on the side too. It allows you to move horizontally if you're working, on a timeline like Premiere or Final Cut. It's portable as well. I mean, I take this pretty much everywhere with me. I absolutely love it. Moving into audio gear now, these are the headphones that I use, the Audio Technica AT-HM50X. I've owned, I think 3 or 4 pairs of these, and they're just awesome. They sound great, they're really super comfortable, adjustable, they're modular so you can remove the cable from the side, replace with all sorts of different length cables, which is really cool. These are reference headphones, so they give you a really unbiased signal, which is great for video editing. These headphones are really durable, really comfortable, and they also fold up into a really compact form factor, so you can travel around with them, throw them in your bag, no worries. The best thing about these headphones is they actually come in under $200, and that is crazy considering the amount of positive reviews on these headphones, being at such a competitive price point as well. You really can't go past the M50s. Running the whole audio setup is the M Audio M-Track. And to be honest, I just really like the look of this audio interface, the white, black and grey setup that I was going for. But most importantly, this is just like a really solid audio interface. I'm actually recording this voiceover now through one of the inputs of the M-Track, and it sounds great. This interface pretty much covers all the bases for me. It has a headphone input on the front with its own independent headphone control, a nice large volume knob, as well as phantom power if I wanted to run a condenser mic. The M-Track has balanced outputs on the back which run into these Pioneer DJ50X studio monitors. These take over from the KRK Rocket 5s which I had previously, and what I love about these is they have an auto off function, so when there's no signal running through the speakers they actually switch off after a period of time, which is really cool. So thanks for joining me on my tour of my brand new setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.